Hello friends, here with the Lonesome Gamer, and I'm still playing 1841. I'm afraid there will be a few more videos, but maybe not too many. So we are in phase 6 at the moment. The first 7 train has not been sold yet. And we enter now the second operating round. And this guy here, he came up with an idea. Well, first of all, there's not too much money in these two companies here. So we definitely want to merge. But then it's still kind of a problem. There's still not a lot of money in there. But in addition, this guy has now already a lot, about, I don't know, close to $1,000. And it is just the first operating round. We see 2 more. That means he will have a ton of money, but he is already at his certificate limit. There is only a certificate limit of 11 here. So the idea is to merge these companies in this turn, and then in the following turn, I want to merge the new existing company then with the Genovese, so that we got basically one super company. And the advantage is that in the end, his number of shares will be halved. Now he will lose money because of that, but not that much actually. And that will give him then the option to buy new certificates. Maybe, I'm not sure about that, but it is possible that he will actually start a new company, maybe at a very high value, like 340 or something. And in this way, try to invest, because the money, if you have thousands of bucks in your hand, it doesn't help you. In this game, you are an investor. So the Genovese placed now finally a pass here, or placed a track on the pass, and that allows them now an insane run. They nearly make 800, it's 790. They can go now from Marseille with the 5 train 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to Milano, and with the 4 train from the Gotthard 1, 2, 3, 4 also to Milano. So that is insane. But they're gonna swallow, because right now they do not hold a major train, and there's not terribly much money in the company. So they will swallow 790 bucks, and that will then help them to get hopefully an 8 train. That would be obviously the best, but we'll see. The Sabauda, the yellow one, is upgrading this one here, and their idea is to make a connection here, and that will allow them to merge, that would allow them to merge with the Torino. That's kind of crazy, but there is a connection from here through Milan right there. So then they could merge with the Torino, and because they're sitting only on a 4 train, that is a possible option here. The Torino has a 6 train, so basically they're safe already, because that will happen, and I think the merger can no longer be, nobody can do anything to not allow that. After waiting for a long time, the Alta Italia managed to upgrade Pavia and finally connect to Milano. They were in a horrible position. Now things don't look quite that grim. The problem is, wait a minute, 1, 2, yeah, they can actually get there. So now they're making a fairly good run, 190, 250, 3.20. That's not a bad thing at all. There are also some shares in here. So, but of course, yeah, I guess they're gonna pay out. They only have a 4 train, so they'll be in a lot of trouble, but they'll be in a lot of trouble anyways. So they might as well pay out, make the share value rise a little, and I can buy a few then here. I don't know, it's, yeah, we're gonna pay out. So it's the Lombarda, they did their run, they paid out, it was 390, and now they're gonna merge with the Veneta, the ones that were already before one big company. They will now merge into a non-historical major company. So we're at the end of the operating round, and apart from the Genovese, everybody else paid out. The companies who didn't have a lot of money, well, most of them thought, okay, it doesn't really matter. If the president has to buy me a train, and basically there is maybe only one person or so of the other players holding a share, then it doesn't really matter if the money is in my treasury or if I pay it out to the president. So yeah, it doesn't change anything except that the share value rises a little bit, and therefore I think in these cases, like for example here or over there, paying out is fine as well. Interesting thing was we've seen a merger here now between the Veneta and the what was it? The Lombarde, I think. They merged now into this non-historical corporation, the Azienda Ferroviaria Italica, and we have now here treasury of about, well, close to $300. A good share of the Novarese, well, not a great one, but it gives us a little bit of money. There's a token left in here. We have a 5 and a 4 train, and the cool thing is now we have here a token in Milano. We have a token up here which makes us, which opens us the way to the Gotthard. We also have a token here in Venezia, but at the moment this area isn't terribly interesting. This is where the big money is. Yeah. Okay. So we come to the next operating round, the third one now. And yellow company goes first. Yay, it's an interesting decision they have to make. They could merge it sometimes. We have now a connection here. But there's so many shares in here. There's also quite a bit of money in there. So I think they might hope that they can get the money in there to get themselves another train. And then they might still considering merging to be able to get more shares. But we can make that decision later. For now, I think I'm just going to run the train. I get down here, it's $410, and I'm going to pay out. So this guy is running. He makes 320. He's not busting through the mountains here simply because he's so short on money and he has to save for a new train. But I'm thinking about swallowing or not. The thing is, I don't want to do it. Although there would be shares in the bank pool, so this money here would be lost, right? If I pay out, I mean, I could say, okay, there are just 40% here and the rest is here. Then I could as well pay out because, as I said before, if the money is with the player or with this guy, it doesn't matter because nobody of the other people holds shares. But there are 20% in the bank pool and that money is then simply lost. However, if we swallow, the share value will drop. At the moment, my share value is actually higher than that one of the Genovese, which means I will be second in the upcoming turn. So there's a small chance, just a small chance, that I will be able to buy the second 7 train. And I don't have to buy the 8 train. I don't think this is going to work out because I'm pretty sure that someone else will buy, will start a company, a huge company for a high price and buy the 7 train. But there's still a chance that the next company is starting, which would be then the yellow one. The yellow one comes before me. They don't have the money either for a train. So maybe they will merge with the other company. There is a good chance that might happen. So maybe they don't buy themselves a train, which means in the end I still have a little chance to get the 7 train if I don't swallow. As I said, I don't think it will happen. Maybe even 2 companies might be started. This guy also has a ton of money. But we'll see about that. For now, I'm going to pay out. The Genovese is the first company who does an 800 run, exactly 800. Again, from Marseille to Milano, from the Gotthard to Milano, but a little bit was upgraded here. They did upgrade this one here, which gives them the option to go to Trento later if they find the money to bust through there. The question is, how likely is that it's going to happen? I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I have the money basically with these guys. I have the money to buy myself an 8 train. You know, once you have an 8 train, you want another one. But how likely is that? And yeah, here I seriously have my doubts. I don't think, if we would swallow both or so, we could maybe then afford another one, but we would lose a lot of money that way, money which goes into my pocket. And the thing is, we're talking 800 bucks here, right? I mean, I could do it. I could swallow now with both companies. Then I would hold, obviously, because they have the same number of trains. Well, okay, one of the companies cannot go to Marseille, so that means the second company will make a little less money. Still, we still have the shares here and all. So I guess we're gonna have close to 1,600 bucks if we both swallow. So we could afford ourselves then a second train. But we're gonna lose a lot of money if we do. Basically, we're gonna lose 800 bucks. Is it worth it? That's a tough call. I don't think so, to be honest. I really don't think so. I'm not a big fan of swallowing. Even if you get a great train, or 2 great trains, but I don't know. I gotta think this through. So here's the thing. If I do not pay out now, I'm going to lose about $700. Right before the next operating round, I won't have the chance to start a new company. I mean, I have a lot of money in there, but to make sure that the company runs, I would need about 2,000, a little more even than that, and I don't have that. And I don't think I can get it out of the 4 shares that we have here. So I'm pretty sure I cannot start a new company. No. However, if I swallow now and then buy myself 2 8 trains, I mean, in addition, I would lose money from here, but that's not so terrible because the combined value will be a maximum of 250 anyway, and we are already getting close to it. So we won't actually lose much share value from that because, you know, the thing is we would add this one, the 142, and the 76. Now let's assume we go to 158 and 100, we would be at 260. We would even lose $10 out of that. Otherwise we would be at, yeah, I mean, okay, it wouldn't be that great. It would be only 128, 69. That is about 200. I mean, we would lose quite a bit of share value. Okay. But we can make 300 additional bucks every operating round. Not as a revenue, but as a dividend if we hold 50% of the company that we'll build. 300 bucks. Every operating round, more. That's a lot of money. So basically we lose now about 700 and later on we get 300 per operating round. I think that's worth it. But I'm going to roll. Indeed, the Genovese swallows 800 bucks. That's crazy. But the player decided he wants a company with 2 trains, 2 8 trains. So that means he needs a lot of money. And the share value drops. That kind of sucks, but okay. Another reason is that there is still a lot of money out in the bank, especially if people start buying these trains. So we're going to make a lot of runs with these 2 8 trains. I have a problem, you know, if I have a single 8 train and then start swallowing twice, for example, to get a second one, I think that usually isn't worth it because at that point of the game, you will not make that many runs with that second train. But in this case, we're going to see quite a few runs with these 2 8 trains. Maybe, I don't know, maybe something like 5 or 6 operating rounds. So I think it will be worth it in the end. So as planned, this company will also swallow. So it goes down. Then we have to sell a share. Why? Well, the thing is, if we keep the share, then this guy here could maybe in the next operating round. Okay, it's not that simple. It's not that simple. Nah. Well, maybe we can actually keep the share. I thought he could dump the company on me. But the thing is, he doesn't have time to. If he wants to sell the shares, he has to sell them during the stock round. And this company will not run. Neither will this one. So my company is the last one, so I'm safe here, and I don't have to sell the shares. At least not at the moment. And it's a profitable company, so I think I actually want to keep the shares. Okay, now I'm going to merge these two companies. They are connected, of course, and we're gonna make a ton of money here. So I'm gonna need a non-historical company at that point. Okay, so we're done with the merger. This is now the Regia Azienda Trasporti Ferroviari, and people all over the world, you should remember that name because this is going to be the new super company. They have in their, well, it's over 3,000 bucks actually, 3,200. I don't know why they have that much, to be honest. It's more than I actually expected. I could have paid out. I needed 2,700. I could have paid out with the, it's even more than that. Yeah, as I said, I could have paid out with the second company, but okay, I decided to swallow. Actually, this guy paid also a little bit of money in because he wanted a second share, and he only held 30% of the new formed company, but you can, or 30% of the old companies, but you can pay half the share value, and in this way get exchange one of your shares plus half the share value for another share of the new company. So this guy is sadly only holding 50%, but I think it's still worth it. All the others are, well, these three guys are holding 10 and this guy over there is holding 20. Of course, he's holding nothing. Good news is he has now a lot of room for new investments. He holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it's actually not that much. It's only 3 shares. He can only buy 3 additional shares. But still, that is better than nothing. We have a share limit of 11, and that's also a reason why I wanted to do these mergers. The company is now the most valuable one out there with 180 bucks share value. We added up the share values. Overall, yeah, I think the second swallow with the Lombardi was probably not necessary to buy himself these the second 8 train. I don't know why I didn't realize that, but okay. So all this money is in here, 2 shares. This is a fantastic company. And he's still the player with the most money. So, I mean, his position is no way endangered. And the only bad, as you can see, it's a little hard to see these orange tokens, but okay. His board dominance has a little decreased. There is now a lot of space here because all the tokens of these basically 3 companies that were sitting in these areas, there is only 1 company left, right? And that means we got Torino, we got this one here. Milano is important, the area to go to Gotthard. And by the way, if you wonder why nobody places a token there, this is Switzerland. Nobody can place tokens across borders. Sadly, we also had to take the token here in Venezia. We cannot remove it from the board. So that means we don't have any tokens left, because as a major company, you can only have up to 5 tokens. That kind of sucks. But yeah, I mean, can't help it at the moment. Okay, so that means we are done with the 3rd operating round here, and I think I don't want to start a stock round at that point. I think I simply want to finish here. And by the way, there are these 2 4 trains now in the bank pool, because there is of course only a train limit of 2. But yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody's going to be interested. As soon as the first 7 trains goes, the 4 trains will also become obsolete. And I'm pretty sure we will see that happening. Although there is, I mean, okay, yeah, we will, because this guy is definitely willing to get the trains running, the new trains. He now has all the money in here to buy himself 2 8 trains. He doesn't want these 5 trains. So, yeah, basically it's his goal to push the train rush now. And you know, maybe he might consider starting a new company, maybe together with someone else. Got to think about that. There are this guy is also interested in starting a company, there is no doubt. So on the other hand, there are still shares available here. So maybe he sits here alone and nobody wants to help him. How much money does he have? Well, that's about 1,000, 3, 4, 5. It's about 1,500. That's not enough. I mean, well, it could be. Actually, I think it could be. If he starts the company high, well, I don't know. Basically, what he needs to get, let me take a look here. That's actually an interesting question. He can buy 3 shares, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he can buy 3 shares, okay? So basically, oh boy. Yeah, he has to, yeah, that's not good enough. So he has to sell a share, and then he has to start the company at 340 and buy himself, well, 4 shares basically. That's the thing, right? And if he starts it that high and nobody else starts before him a company, and even if somebody does, he can then buy, there are lots of problems. He then can buy a 7 train, and then he has another company. However, no, actually not. The 5 trains will go when the 8 trains come out. So that means that this guy cannot be forced to buy a 7 train. He can run his 5 trains until the 8 trains come out. So basically, if I buy myself a 7 train, then the guys who only have a 4 train, like this guy, and especially this guy, because he doesn't have anyone to help him. This guy can merge with the Novarese and then it's okay. But this guy is in trouble. He's going to have to buy a 7 train. There is no way around that. And therefore, yeah, we'll see. Hope to see you on the next video or on lonesomegamer.com. Bye.